All right, let's explore this particular sequence of motion, the power dynamics that are at play there. And in order to do so, like I said, I'm going to introduce you to a blocking system that we have, one that we teach in our system, and that's called the 10-point blocking system. Now, this is something that Devin needs to learn, so he's here to help out today. I'm going to teach him the blocking system right along with you guys, and we'll go through it step by step, and we'll take a look at the power dynamics that are involved. There's a lot of lessons here, but that's going to be our main focus today. And then you'll have the sequence and you can start exploring it on your own, and then maybe we'll come back to it in future lessons and courses and delve a little bit deeper into it. All right, so let's go through the whole sequence one time, top to bottom, and then we're going to go back and we're going to pick it apart a little bit. So we'll do this nice and slow. Now before we start, I just want to say this particular sequence, this blocking system is not just a simple, it's not a few moves and you're done. It's not just, we have 8-point blocking system in our system, for instance. That's just basically 4 blocks. We do them once each with each hand, so it's 8 moves and you're done. This is a little longer. This is like a kata. It's basically a hand kata, and for the most part, you're stationary throughout. So with that said, let's get started. We're going to bow, and we're going to do this slow and with tension. So we're going to step out, and the hands are going to sweep down and out. So we have double downward blocks, double downward shuto blocks, or hand sword blocks, sword hand blocks. Now we're going to come up with, the hands are going to cross, and we're going to come up and out with ridge hand blocks, so thumbs tucked in. And then we're going to come down again with those outward shuto blocks, and we're going to come up yet again, but this time the hands are going to come up back to back, and then we're going to turn and rotate outward. So now we have double outward shuto blocks, and then we're going to come in and then pull down, bring the hands chambered to the side. And now there's 2 different ways we could do this. We can rotate as we do it, or we could remain stationary. So I'll remain stationary. I'm going to have Devin rotate. And we're going to turn and do a double tiger's claw. Then we'd turn back to center and then rotate. Now the feet can remain stationary as I rotate, or you can rotate in place and do double tiger's claws. Bring this hand down. The other hand is going to come in, so we're going to repeat double outward blocks here. And then we're going to grab and pull. Bring this hand underneath. Circle, so you have an outward ridge hand block. Drop this hand behind, so right hand at this moment comes behind the left hand. We're going to make a full circle here, and we're going to draw in and double push. Bring this hand up. Now we're going to repeat this part of the sequence on the other side. Circle. This hand drops behind the right hand, so left behind the right. Full circle, drop back, double tiger's claw. We're almost at the end. Just a couple more moves. We're going to circle down, up, down, and bow. Now, if you YouTube this, if you look up 10-point blocking system, you'll see there's different versions of this. I've learned a couple different versions through the years as well. This is just the version that we teach. So if you do practice the system, you'll be able to take the lessons that we're going to be working on today in terms of power dynamics and apply those lessons regardless of what particular version of this sequence you have. Let's go through it one more time though, top to bottom, a little bit quicker, because although that took a little while, it was broken up. So I want you to see the sequence a little bit smoother, put together, and a little bit more fluid motion. Okay? So we're going to bow. Circle down, up, down, up and out, in, pull down, chamber. Now we could rotate or remain stationary and push. Chamber, rotate and push. Drop this hand down, circle up as we turn back to center. Grab, pull. Hand comes under, circle. There's our big circle and push. Bring this hand up. Circle. There's our big circle and push. Bring this hand down, step in and down and bow, and you're done. Okay, so there's our sequence. Now, real quick review. Arms coming up. We have our pattern. The chest comes in and out as we're going back and forth in motion with that pattern, so we're alternating with that pattern. Isn't that somewhat similar to this sort of back and forth movement that we have? Isn't there a little bit of a relationship there that we can take and adapt those power dynamics to these double blocks? And we talked about this earlier in this course, right? We discussed that when you're splitting energy, if somebody's reaching in to grab, for instance, and I'm going to do an outward block, how do I bring my momentum in both directions? Well, you can't, but what we can do is use that chest bowing principle, that expansion, to create that splitting energy that we need to maximize power. So that's what we're doing here. Let's look at the first part of the form and let's apply that principle. So now what you'll see, and this is one of the reasons I actually like this sequence, it's pretty basic. You might think, well, at Devin's level, he's actually, it's in our ranking structure, it's red, brown, black, so he's getting pretty close to black belt. This, you're just doing double blocks, not too much to that. What really the value is within this form is when you start to delve into these power principles and you apply them within the movements. And there's more power principles that we can apply from White Crane, which are these chest bowing type of principles. There's more of those principles that we can apply within this sequence. So keep exploring the movements and see what you can come up with. All right, let's get to work. So we bow. Now as I step out, my chest is closing in. This is the inhale part, and then exhale. Now the chest is closing in again, and then open in the chest as I exhale. And we repeat. So we have that in and out movement, and then yet again in and then out. And then one more time, the chest can be closing in as I do this double chop, and then pull down. Okay? Let's do that again. So we bow, chest in and out, and try to, when you're working these patterns, try to isolate the movement to your chest. You don't want to be moving your neck too much. So we have in and out, and repeat. And now this coming up allows us actually to bring that chest pretty close and to get that rotational power behind the blocks. Then we have that chest movement here. Okay, let's continue through the sequence again. And now from here, I'm going to turn. And again, we have that in and out movement of the chest. We grab. Now we don't have the chest bow, but we actually have another bowing principle that we're not really going over today or in this course. Come underneath. Use your body behind this movement to get power. Use that waist movement there. Circle and push and repeat. Again, I use my body. I want my body connected to that movement. Circle, drawing in and push. And then here we go, that in and out movement one more time to wrap up the form. And then you're done. And we're doing dynamic tension throughout. It's a nice slow form to work those body mechanics and coordinate your breathing with them. So it's a fun sequence. It has a great deal of value within it if you work on it. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you enjoyed the course, and hopefully we'll see you in a future course.